Welcome to the Catholic Table Talk podcast. This is where everything Catholic is on the table. New episodes Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on most podcast platforms. Here's your host, William Sauber.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for another episode here at Catholic Table Talk Podcast, the podcast where everything Catholic is on the table. Show requests, speaker requests, information, merchandise, sponsorship. Also, maybe the Holy Land trip coming up soon in the spring of 2025 info. Email us at catholictt@gmail.com. Again, it's Catholic with 2 T's at gmail.com. Also, the direct message us on social media or drop a comment down in the comment section where you are listening to this episode. So again, thank you for joining us, and when this episode airs, it will be Thanksgiving of 2024. So it's kind of fitting that we do a Thanksgiving theme show for today. And I must say, just over the years, it's always kind of been like, oh, Halloween is okay. You can participate in it. This and that. And being as a kid, maybe you never thought of it, right? Or being as a young adult, and maybe not truly in deep in faith as you could be. Maybe you just kind of blow it off and you participate in Halloween activities. But should you? And I think in this year, so there's been a couple of themes I've noticed. So in past years, it's been more like, what is Halloween and where does it come from? And this year, I've been noticing a lot more Catholic sites have been doing, hey, can we even participate in it? Because it's, what is evil about it, what's good about it, or what can us Catholics do? So we're going to kind of dabble in that as well, about, how can we celebrate Halloween or All Hallows Day, which is today. And make this very clear is, first, the overall answer is like, yes, we can participate in Halloween, because it is a Christian holiday that is being spun backwards, like all the other Christian holidays, by the society of the world, and the prince of the world, which is Satan. But we can. It's just we gotta be very, very careful of how we do it. Just because of all the secular or the society stuff that's been happening. But like I said, where I was going is, we can. All Hallows Day is the eve before All Saints Day, which is kind of like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. People's like, oh, why even have a holiday if we can't really participate in it, or if it's, spooky or very demonic forces of participating. Why? First of all, you don't participate in that type of the Halloween aspect. You participate in getting ready and celebrating All the Saints the next day, on All Saints Day, and then All Souls Day on November 2nd. Because, let's face it, for Christmas, if someone made the argument of, again, why should we celebrate on Halloween or All Hallows Day, is because you celebrate Christmas basically on Christmas Eve as well. Maybe you get together with a different side of the family than you do on Christmas Day. Maybe it's just, your, own family before you go out to see relatives on Christmas Day. Whatever the case might be. Same thing with New Year's Eve. New Year's Day. New Year's Day is kind of shadowed by New Year's Eve because of all the parties that go on. Well, same thing. Where we can celebrate All Saints Day the night before, because that's kind of what has happened through the church throughout history, going back to probably about the Middle Ages. So, again, yes, we can celebrate the night before because it's a Christian holiday. They got twisted backwards. Now, and I want to share with you a few things you can celebrate. How can we celebrate, right? Because, again, Christmas, you maybe bake cookies on Christmas Eve. You visit family, like I said. You have one side of the family's Christmas. That's that day. New Year's Day Eve and New Year's Day, of course. New Year's Eve is the big parties. New Year's Day is just kind of resting up and getting ready to go back to work and school. But again, yes, we can celebrate, but we have to be very, very picky about how we do that and not be sucked in. And I mean, if you listen to a lot of different Catholic media and Catholic stuff, I mean, there's still some slightly different opinion, but there's most of all, there's not a difference in opinion that you should not be celebrating in a dark forces type of way. For example, like I heard on Reverend Whale, I mean, and it makes sense that you shouldn't dress up as a demon or you shouldn't dress up as a witch because the spiritual aspect is gonna impact you. It's not good. Same thing, you shouldn't have anything very deadful or very very spooky stuff outside probably because again it's spiritual. It's not only physical, right? But it's spiritual. Plus, to me personally, some of you might disagree with this, but if you're gonna spend the time to put up decorations for Halloween, I much rather put up decorations for Christmas while it's still warm out. That's just me. So again, it is okay, but again, it's a Catholic guide. Just keep it Catholic. Of course, like costumes, dress your kids up and yourselves. You can still go trick or treating, but I mean, dress up as saints, your favorite saint, your confirmation saint. Mine would be Saint Francis of Assisi. Do that stuff. And also, Reverend Wayo has an article that's really helpful to, keep it Catholic. So as Catholics, the focus should be bringing Christ to the party. Of course, Halloween is an opportunity to be a light in your own neighborhood. Using that night, that very spooky, very isn't in a way it's evil because there's a whole lot of black masses and Satanists are doing all type of evil stuff that night. It's basically almost Satan's night to a degree that has been turned into. But meeting neighbors while trick-or-treating, that's gold. Let's not forget our Catholic roots. They say in Whale. Whether you're carving a cross into a pumpkin or decorating with a cute fall lanterns instead of creepy zombies, it's about keeping fun, wholesome, and Christ-centered. I mean, it's the same. And you go back to Christmas and decorating cookies. If y'all worry about making starter cookies, you probably missed out on the opportunity on the whole thing, right? You gotta keep Christ and Christmas, so you make, baby Jesus cookies, right? Instead of making Santa Claus cookies. So tips, be intentional with decorations, right? Skip the gory graveyards and try something uplifting. Like lowering crosses or pumpkins or even a saint statue to your yard. I think a saint statue should be out in your yard all the time. But maybe you have a few extra and you just put them up for Halloween. That's okay. Teach kids the full story. Use the season to remind kids that Jesus conquered death. That's where death shouldn't be scary anymore because he conquered it for us. The St. Michael prayer, perfect for those moments when the neighbor's decorations are a little too creepy. Because again, the dark forces love that. Again, it's your spiritual, it's your inside. It's not your outside. It can be your outside if you get too much of that. Because you're going to get possessed, perhaps, potentially. So, again, keeping it safe and fun. And again, you can still have fun while you're being safe, You can still have fun riding your bike with a helmet than without your helmet, right? Hand out fun and safe treats, not tricks. That might be bad as a Catholic, give out tricks. glow sticks, encouraging stickers, or even cute pencils make for some awesome non-scary alternatives to creepy things. And of course, candy's okay too. But ultimately, Halloween can be an awesome time to meet neighbors and shine the light of Christ. Instead of getting wrapped up in the darkness, use this moment to reflect faith, joy, and community. And hey, if you got a blow up St. Michael costume, even better. So again, that's from Revelant Radio, Catholic's Guide to Halloween. Again, it's All Hallows Day. And again, how do we celebrate without losing the faith through all the spookiness? And it's the same thing with going out to parties. Listen to Jew Mary on, all of a sudden, it's like you don't really want to go out to Halloween costume parties or parties because that's not what we're celebrating. That's more of the society that we're in, and again, Satan's everywhere. He's making himself known. But we should, again, keep, like Christ and Christmas, we should keep the Catholic roots into All Hallows Day and participate with, like they said, joy, faith, and community. Because again, there's a lot of bad and evil stuff, black masses, sacrifice stuff. You can get into it more, but it's really just an awful night for the darkness, I should say. Also, another thing you could do is you could go to adoration during the night at Halloween. That's a good thing. Prayer is always the best thing. Pray for all those participating in it. Pray for the end to it, and to the twisted up holiday. Again, it's the Catholic holiday. So, I'll share this in the show notes below for you. But again, it's really making it fun, not enjoyable, but fun, faith, and community is how you make Hallows Day. And again, yes, we can celebrate it. No, we can't go into the dark stuff. But again, what's a problem with having a cross carving a pumpkin on your front porch, right? So, if you give out stuff, like I said, give out other stuff. Maybe say God bless you, on the way after they leave. Stuff like that. Just really being the disciple of Christ that we're all called to be. So, anyway, with that being said, I hope you have a great Halloween. And I guess maybe one more thing, personally is, if you're thinking, if you have stuff in the front yard right now, spooky stuff or whatever, well, it's still time. Take it down. Now you know. Take it down and throw it away. But again, it's really making saints costumes is actually probably more fun than going shopping for a Halloween costume. And again, it's what's the next day and the next day. It's All Saints Day on November 4th, which is, by the way, the holy day of obligation. So if you're not going to Mass on All Hallows Day, Halloween, go to 1 hour adoration if you can, or at least spend some time in prayer, more prayer and adoration. And if you then go to Mass on All Saints Day, but if you are, go try and make it to church maybe on Halloween. And then, of course, again, it's All Souls Day. So again, just like Christmas and New Year's, we're called to celebrate the saints. Now, people might ask too, well, why do we celebrate the saints? Well, that's a different story for a different time. But again, Halloween, like I said, I've seen this trend before. Like past years has been like, well, where did Halloween come from? And now it's been kind of like this year has been, can we celebrate Halloween? And again, finally, the answer is yes. You just gotta do it in a Catholic, in a Christ-centered way. Which, again, it can be hard to do, especially if you're doing the old habit, right? But again, that's what Christ calls us to do, and that's what the holiday is meant to be. So take Halloween back. It's a spiritual warfare going on here with every day, but especially with this holiday, and really it's a lot on mentally too. But really don't give up hope, and really, like I said, fight the good fight. Take Halloween back and pass this on with neighbors and friends. Even if not Catholic, I'm sure most Protestant denominations, we might see this as well, to a degree where they could say, okay, I see what you mean, in terms of some aspects anyway. So, again, thank you for inviting me on your Halloween day, if you're listening to this when it comes out. Hope you can make your last minute changes if you have to, and hopefully this maybe serves as a guide as well. Let us know how we did in the comments below, and if you have any more info or questions, I should say, on this. And God willing, we'll see you again next week for another episode as we continue through the year of 2024. And God willing, we'll keep on going. So God bless, stay in saint grace, go to the sacraments. Like I said, go to adoration or mass if you can on All Hallows Day, and celebrate the saints and pray that they may intercede for you. And for me, I would appreciate that. So take care, everyone. God bless.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Catholic Table Talk podcast, where everything Catholic is on the table. Don't forget to subscribe to Catholic Table Talk on your favorite podcast platform to get new episodes delivered directly to you every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern.